Shut up, Bill Belichick. He's talking on the TV. And I'm holding my microphone because I officially
Are we live?
broke. Yeah.
Oh, we're live.
It's so archaic. I am my own microphone stand.
Do you want me to hold this in solidarity with you?
No, I'd rather you have the luxury of not having a broken...
Do you want to come share it with me? We can both stare at the same camera.
We should actually both sit right here. Just have three angles just looking right here.
It's like we're talking to the audience, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
There's no fourth wall.
No.
We broke it down.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. It's going to take some getting used to because this is going to be like an hour.
I mean, Bronson did a pretty good job holding it.
He had a different microphone. It's not as heavy.
Yeah. Do you want to grab that microphone?
Nope. no, I don't.
You're committed to the bit. I love it.
Yeah. All right. Let's go into the beer of the week real quick.
All right. I think we might, I mean, I know Athletic has a ton now, but we're kind of running the well dry a little bit here. We're back to the old reliables of the Run Wild IPA and the Atletica for yourself.
Yeah, I had like 4 of these last week.
Oh,
it's so
man.
good.
I did get, I stocked back up. I think I mentioned last week on the NAs for the month of February. So,
and then you're done.
And then I'm taking a little bit of a breather.
I hope that that's the last time I do this. So, listening back to last week, I realized how often I clear my throat, and it's so annoying. And I probably just called it out to people if you're not noticing, but it's hard to not notice. So I bought some throat coat tea.
Ooh.
And some honey. So now before we record, I'm going to try to coat the throat. So I don't have to keep
put it on a t-shirt.
Coat the throat.
Yeah. Did you do it today?
I did, yeah. Like,
oh, wow. So we'll see if it works.
Like an hour ago.
Nice.
Yeah.
We'll see if it works.
I hope so, because it was annoying. I don't know how anybody listens to it.
I don't know. I didn't notice myself.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it hit me when I was listening back to the episode, but also over the weekend. Mel's like, she didn't say anything for a while. And at some point, she's like, are you good? Because, like, I don't know what you want me to do.
It might just be one of those, like not a tick necessarily, but
it's like
like
after you eat, you're like the saliva gets thick.
Yeah.
And I have
Jessica does like a little coughing thing herself.
I know it's so bad. It's
well,
so bad.
Now you know. Oh, my
it's
God.
so bad.
Ugh. I'll keep an eye out for it.
Yeah, but I'm hopefully the Athletic beer should help my throat too. It's like the unofficial, not sponsor.
I know. We're gonna tag them somewhere.
I know. We use them like every week.
I know. Jeez.
I can't wait to see what comes out for next season though. Because there's all the big ones are coming out with ones, and now they're doing variations of NAs too.
Yeah, I listened back to season 2, episode 1, and of this here program to remember my division picks, and also just to see some of the random predictions we made throughout for the season. And our beer of the week was Athletic Oktoberfest.
Oh yeah,
which obviously is a seasonal, so I'm looking forward to that again.
And you said that the Gansett Brewery in Providence actually carries the Athletics.
They do.
That's clutch.
I meant to check and see if Topgolf does. I bet they do.
They have to have some sort of variation of a non-alcoholic.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Because that's where we're going Saturday.
That's right.
Folks.
Woo! Date night.
Yeah.
Just the two of us.
Just me and Mo on a date. You want to go out sometime?
I do. Let's hit some golf balls.
All right, let's go. Some news around the league.
A little bit.
Some news.
It's Super Bowl week, so we got media day. Silly season has begun with the draft. We'll get to a couple of those players that are coming up.
Yep.
But I'm listening to we're in the top 4 or 5 again, so it's big for me. Right. You guys are later in the draft. What did you guys land
29.
at? 29.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Look at that.
Dan Rock texted me, goes, have fun with that. I've never drafted that late.
That's wild. So, yeah, you get to hang out for a little bit. I like it. The best part is when you wait all night long and then they trade out. You're like, what did I just stay up for?
We're going to try to figure out how to live stream that, too.
Yeah, we'll figure that one out.
It's what day is the draft? It's the 28th? 29th?
Of April?
Something like that, right?
Yeah, we looked into it, but I don't remember.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up. While
Okay, yeah. So we queued up some of the news that happened last week. The coaching carousel has pretty much stopped. The Saints are still open, but I'm pretty sure that's where Kellen Moore is going once the Super Bowl concludes. Nothing too big came out of media day. It was pretty, they try to make it a little. They've turned it. It used to be like a random Tuesday. Now it's a Monday night primetime thing. I didn't watch any of that. I have no care to watch that. Even the Patriots were in it. I would have no care to watch media day. Didn't watch any of the Pro Bowl festivities. Did you? Pro Bowl game. I saw some highlights. That was it.
No, you said you were going to, and I said I'd absolutely not watch it.
I did. I forgot. So I didn't watch it.
It's such a. I get. They want to keep it safe, but I don't want to watch these guys play fucking dodgeball.
Yeah. Yep.
No offense.
Drake made it too great in like the game. The accuracy game, not a good sign, but it's also the Pro Bowl, so who gives a shit?
Yeah.
I'm slowly transitioning into Celtics mode now.
Yeah.
Versus like Celtics. I've watched like 3 games this last week. Not that I haven't been following them, but obviously football season usually takes precedence till once that ends and it's all basketball.
So a side note for that, just
yeah.
What did you think of the Luka trade?
Ridiculous.
Don't you think that there's got to be something going on there?
Yeah, I don't hate the trading of Luka. Trading him as a human, fine. I get that happens. What they got in return for him is a pittance, which is ridiculous. They could have waited till next year to trade him.
Yeah.
And also I think it's a little weird. Not weird, it's bullshit is what it is. The Lakers again get a superstar gifted to them.
But it doesn't matter. It never works out.
For the Lakers?
It never works out for the Lakers.
I mean, LeBron has worked out so far.
How?
They won the Mickey Mouse Championship.
Yeah, I mean, outside of the COVID Bowl, they haven't done shit. They get knocked out of the playoffs.
They won that one. Whatever, it's in the books.
It's in the book. I mean, count it if you want. I think it's a sham.
Yeah, so they have that.
And they have their mid-season tournament fucking thing from last year. I mean, I don't think you can look at these moves as a success.
No, it's the fact they barely give up anything for him, and also because they traded him now, he doesn't sign a Supermax deal, so the Lakers make out in that regard that they don't have to pay a Supermax, which is also ridiculous.
But when's his contract?
He has 1 more year left. He has next year, and then he's done. And he was a year behind. I'm sorry. Yeah, because he was a year behind Tatum. He was drafted the year after Tatum, number 3. So yeah, what they got back from him was ridiculous, and it turns out that the Mavericks GM was boys with the Lakers GM, so he didn't even talk to anyone else. They only talked to each other.
Yeah.
If he let this league know he was available, he probably could have got like 5 first-round picks. DeAndre Fox got a better deal for the Kings.
Right. But it's got to be something for a kid who's 25, just took his team to the finals. He's the face of the franchise, going into his prime, getting traded.
Yeah. They've put a few reports out there about how he's a and we saw this during the finals. He's a bit of a turnstile on defense.
Yeah.
Conditioning might be a concern. Maybe he I don't know. He doesn't try too hard, but if he puts a lot of effort in, he's going to get tired. If the conditioning is not there, he's done. But he's Serbia's only hope, so he plays internationally too. Played in the Olympics.
Right.
So I just read a quick thing before I actually came here about someone who worked in analytics for the Mavericks, and he suggested they traded Luka 2 years ago because of his defensive efficiency and all that stuff, but he thought they would get more for him. That was what it came down to, is they got nothing for him.
Yeah, it seemed like they didn't get a lot in return, but...
he's injured, so let's trade him for Anthony Davis, who's never been injured before.
He's injured every year.
Right.
Every year.
Right. So, yeah, another... Pau Gasol was gifted to them.
Yeah.
Thank God Stern canceled the trade where they almost got Chris Paul in his prime gifted to them.
Yeah.
That almost happened.
Yep.
Shaq fell into their lap, even though that was free agency. Kareem.
Yep.
It just always happens to them. It's bullshit.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to pan out, but, I could be wrong.
No. It's where my conspiracy thing is. It's of course, LA gets that big star, international, yada, yada. It's gross. It's gross. It smells. It doesn't smell good.
Yeah, I get it.
Whatever. Smell good. But Celtics will beat them anyway, so.
Yeah. The big thing is now, between now and tomorrow, the time of this recording, is where does Jimmy Butler go? Because they have to trade him, right?
I would want nothing to do with him. He has asked for a trade from every single team he's been on. The Heat,
right?
the T-Wolves, the Sixers, the Bulls. That's 4. How do you request a trade from 4 different teams?
Yeah, and there's no way they don't trade him. I would be shocked if they don't trade him because they just suspended him 3 times.
Right. Yeah, the most they could do is maybe somehow get some sort of like tell the league we're suspending him without pay, if that's even a possibility. I'm sure the Players Association would be all over that. But if he's literally, so they've said that some of the players are even like, dude, this is bullshit. He's like literally affecting us.
Right, and you're 500 right now.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Not great.
No, not great.
Not great.
Not great. Go Caesar. 4-game winning streak.
Let's do it.
Killing it.
I don't have cable, so I don't watch it.
Big win last night over the number 1 seed Cavs. Yeah.
I do ticker watch. I will check on the ESPN to check the scores.
Listen, you got YouTube TV on here. If you came, I have no way of knowing if you came down here and watched.
You know me. I'm a man of honor.
I'm saying it's okay if you want to come down here and watch.
Yeah, but see, I don't ever come down here unless we're recording.
Right.
I used to work down here,
right?
And it was awesome, but then
are they playing tonight?
Stop. Are they?
I don't think so. They did last night.
No,
but YouTube TV, I will say, it's great because I can bring if I'm working out, I bring it on my phone, put it on an iPad, boom, can watch it in the gymnasium.
What do you get? How many channels do you get? I'm cutting down my monthly bills.
A lot. The only channels you do not get that
it's like Nessun.
That I can think of off the top of my head are Nessun.
Yeah.
And Lifetime.
Oh man, I do love my Lifetime.
But you get Hallmark.
Movies. Ooh.
Yeah. But those are the only 2. And Nessun, I didn't care enough about, obviously, the Bruins. I could watch them when they're on national TV.
Right.
And Rhode Island FC was on there, but they're on ESPN Plus, of which I also canceled. So
I know.
I'll have to figure that one out.
Me and Mo have been slashing subscriptions.
Yes. Yeah.
I just got rid of the Disney bundle this morning.
I just saw an article that said that they lost 700,000 subscribers in Q1, I think, maybe Q4. So we're not the only one.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, it's
ridiculous.
It's up to like $23 a month.
Yeah. And they said Hulu gained subscribers, but ESPN and Disney Plus lost subscribers. I have no idea. The one I kept was Peacock because I was telling you, I kept it for the Olympics. At the end of the Olympics, I went to go cancel. It was $7.99, and they said, "Oh, if you stick around for 6 months, we'll give it to you for $1.99 a month." It's like, sure,
right.
Pay-per-views are on there for WWE, and then the other day I was looking at, I was like, "Oh, it's been 6 months. I'm gonna go cancel because I was about to raise. Hey, you want 6 more months for $2? No, $2? Sure. Yeah. WrestleMania's right around the corner."
But that's how they get. I mean,
yes,
certain things like I have a license-free music subscription.
Yeah, Jess has Apple Music.
Yeah, I use it it's like license-free, so I can use it for videos.
Oh, I got you.
So I was like, I might cancel it and not renew it.
Yep.
And when I need it, maybe download it again. You're like, stick around, 50% off. I go, done. But I mean, I got rid of a bunch.
Yeah.
In the course of the year, I gave you the number.
Yeah.
Because some of those are yearly subscriptions.
Right.
I mean, Dropbox and
that's kind of bananas.
Sirius XM. That's else. Storyblocks, very expensive.
Yeah.
And I don't use it enough. Like if I need it, I'll download it.
Right.
It's like ESPN Plus. If I want to watch UFC fight and not go to the Showcase cinemas to watch it, I'll just download it for a month and then delete it.
Yeah. So I think the one thing we're keeping is Netflix as just our little, like, that's the one treat that we give ourselves is Netflix without the commercials. Because I thought about the ads, but I haven't done it. And we like their original stuff that comes out there. So yeah. But the rest of it, golf, I have Golf Channel now, which I didn't have before. And I did like on ESPN Plus on like Friday morning watching random guys. Like they're in the, but like, so when you watch golf, typically you only see the top players.
Right.
Or if you turn on CBS at 2:00, it's like towards the end of the round. With ESPN Plus, you get everyone doing so it's 10 a.m. on Friday and you're watching round 2, guys on the 4th tee. It's actually pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean, excuse me. See, here we go.
Oh boy.
For ESPN Plus, I only get it because it's a double paywall.
Yes.
To buy the pay-per-views for the UFC. Because if you notice now on Netflix, they have those 30 for 30s that are up there. Yep. I feel like ESPN Plus, for what I pay $12 a month for, I feel like it's mostly this.
Like, shouldn't you just get ESPN?
Well, that's what's annoying because I can't watch regular ESPN because they have a deal with your cable provider, so you can't do that.
Yep.
I feel like what I get is junk.
Yeah.
I'm watching Bryant University volleyball, and shout out Bryant. I'm an alum, but it's like
I got what you're saying.
Fucking $12 a month.
Yeah.
I'm paying more for that than Netflix.
Yeah, and the golf for me was like background noise, so it was not worth the $12. And they have the FA Cup and EFL. EFL. They have 2 soccer tournaments for English soccer, and I think they have some others too. But it's like 3 games a year. Not worth it. If I need it, I'll go buy it for a month. Whatever. Right. I'm not gonna do it though. But and also Peacock, which I now have for $2 a month. I can do $2 a month all day. You ask me,
that's fine.
$15, $20 a month, different story.
Yeah. No.
And they have golf sometimes too, so I can watch it there.
I will say on the Peacocks,
there
is a show that we've got.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well that too. That's what I was gonna say. You know what's funny about that? I rewatched The Office, but like
you looked for the deep cuts, didn't you? You like kept an eye out for them.
No, because I was already in.
You know them.
Yeah.
But like you hear something like, oh, no one says that though, but I could use
There's
that.
still some that when they come up because you haven't heard them, you're like, like I told you one a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Sorry, keep interrupting you.
No, it's fine because now you got me on The Office for a second. I rewatched it again for I don't know how many times. I haven't watched it in a while, but I did rewatch it.
Yeah.
I've seen it so many times.
Oh yeah.
But I left off at the last 2 episodes because I don't want to watch.
You don't want to watch the finale
because it's a weird thing. Like I've rewatched Sons of Anarchy too.
Good finale. Not
the Office.
The Office, yeah.
Sons of Anarchy is good too, but the Office, I think the way they ended it was perfect. So when they talk about reboots, I'm like, don't mess with it.
Yeah.
But when I watch that and I get to the end, and if anybody's watched Sons of Anarchy, when you get to the end, it's depressing.
Yeah,
because it puts me back in that mode of when I first watched the finale. And it's just
it's like Andy even says in the last episode. There you go. Perfect. I love that. That's one of my favorite sayings.
You know that show debuted 20 years ago.
That's gross. Did you know that I watched that show on Netflix DVDs? They mailed them. So the first person to tell me about The Office was Gary Teresiano. Shout out Gary.
Shout out Gary.
He is not on social media whatsoever, so you will never hear of this show.
He'll never.
I'll text it to him directly.
Yeah,
shout out Gary.
You have to send it to him.
He showed me the first season of The Office. Same thing that everyone says, like, oh, it's a little strange.
Yeah.
For 6 episodes, whatever.
Yeah.
Watched with him, enjoyed it. Had Netflix on DVD, and I watched the first 3 seasons through that method.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it was on regular TV.
It was. I just never got around to sitting like, oh, I'm going to watch on Thursday or whatever. And then Jess and I picked it back up years later.
Yeah.
And then finished it.
Which is crazy because it ended like 12 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's wild.
And I was listening to the Office Ladies podcast for a while where Jenna and Angela talked through the entire show. And I stopped right when Michael left and they interviewed Steve Carell, and I stopped listening. I haven't done seasons 8 or 9 yet.
Really?
Yeah, I got to go back to it, but I haven't done it. And then Brian Baumgartner did a whole Office show thing.
He must have been the hardest one to do scenes with because he doesn't sound like that. When he does the Kevin voice, dude, I would never be able to keep it straight.
They still have an Office fantasy football league going to this day.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah. I think Jim Krasinski won last year or something. I forget what he said, but yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
My original point was not The Office. This is also not like a television
No, it's off season.
podcast. It's the off season, whatever.
Sort of.
Traders. It's a game show with a bunch of people that I don't know because I don't watch those shows.
C-list celebrities, B-list, D-list?
They are like from other reality shows.
Oh, okay.
So there's a couple people I might know one person on each season. Like Deontay Wilder's on season 2.
The name sounds familiar.
Boxer.
Oh, okay.
Michael Jordan's son is on there.
Oh,
with
the one that just got arrested.
Yes.
Nice.
This is season 2 because he was Scottie Pippen's ex-wife is on there too.
Oh.
Remember they were engaged before they broke up.
To Michael Jordan's son?
You didn't know this?
I did not know this.
Wow, the rock you live under is mightier than mine.
I know there was a Scottie Pippen ex-wife drama.
Well, I
didn't know if that was it.
His ex-wife started dating Michael Jordan's son, Marcus, and they were engaged.
Weird.
Yeah, not great. Creepy. But they're both on the show.
Nice.
It's very weird. But
nice.
It's kind of like trash television.
Uh-huh.
It's not as trash as like the Housewife kind of thing or whatever the love shows are. Mm-hmm. But it's an interesting game show. So there's a bunch of them on there, and they have to blindfold themselves, and the host silently picks 3 traders. And the whole time they're trying to vote out. So basically at the end is a pot of money. But if there's any traders left in, you have to vote people out. If there's any traders left in, the trader takes all the money, or traders take all the money.
Nice.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Watch the traders.
All right. Do you want to hear what I've been watching? Or Jess and I've been watching?
Oh, no.
No, it's not bad.
Do I know it?
I don't know. Yellow Jackets.
I thought you were going to say Yellowstone.
No, but every time I Google Yellow Jackets, Yellowstone comes up first.
What's Yellow Jackets?
Yellow Jackets.
Give me a synopsis.
It's on Showtime. Actually, first season's on Netflix, so we watch it there. It's about a story of a team of girl soccer players. Their plane crashes in the wilderness in Canada on the way to like a championship
already terrifying.
Game. And I know, and they live out in the woods, but it also takes place present day. So you see them as kids, and then you see some of the survivors as adults, and how messed up they are because stuff happened back then. We don't know what happened, and then you learn as time progresses. It's kind of it's wild. It's fun. It was fun. We watched first season on Netflix. Second season, we had to watch Showtime. So I got the free trial for 7 days. We finished it in 7 days. Canceled it. Third season comes out. Third season comes out on Valentine's Day.
So I know what you're doing on Valentine's Day.
So we're gonna pick up that. So we're gonna pick back up on. It was like $7 a month for Showtime.
Yeah.
Paramount Plus with for Showtime. We'll pick it back up and watch season 3 once it finishes.
I'm all for downloading this stuff for a month if you want to watch something, but to keep this going, like I'm just looking at it, go $23 a month for the Disney bundle.
A lot of people do recommend Netflix just only get it, pay for it for the month you want. Cancel other than that. And if there's something you want, go get it. But it's funny because right as we canceled Disney Plus, Braden went to a birthday party. It was a Toy Story party, so he wants to watch freaking Toy Story. I'm like, God damn it! I'm like, you know what? Let's bring back DVDs. Can we bring them back?
I have a DVD. Well, I use my PS whatever.
Yeah, maybe bring them back. My Xbox would probably run it.
But you could buy it on Amazon or stream.
That's
probably
true.
Very inexpensive.
I just, digital. Everything's digital now.
I know. I have a bunch of DVDs, and somebody will look at it and go, "Wow, you have DVD?" Yeah.
We lived in the era of DVDs. I remember
because if my Wi-Fi goes out, I can still watch.
You can still watch stuff. You own it. Because what happens hypothetically if Amazon is just like, you know what, you don't own this stuff anymore? They can just pull the plug. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, the stuff I bought, I don't own.
Right. It's ridiculous. And same thing with digital video games that I do own a couple of those. Same thing. It's like, you don't own them anymore.
It doesn't have the same feel.
No,
I want the physical.
I want to take it out. You want to hear it pop open?
But I mean, even with DVDs, Best Buy doesn't carry them anymore. FYE
sad.
Doesn't carry them anymore.
Bring
I don't think Newberry Comics carries them anymore. I think it's like Walmart, maybe. I don't even think Target. Target maybe do the new ones.
And that's the thing that happened too, even with wrestling. Now that everything is streaming, they used to sell the DVDs for all the pay-per-views. We don't do that anymore.
No,
it's sad.
In the digital era.
Ugh. I'm not. We have to go back. We have to start reeling that in a little bit. Start reeling that in. Like I still have my 2008 Celtics DVD championship. I don't have a 2024 one.
Yeah, because it don't exist.
No, I don't think it does.
It don't exist.
That's sad.
I was going to say something. Oh, yeah, on Netflix. I just watched the OJ doc.
There's one on there now?
Yeah. Oh. It's new. 4 parts.
Wow.
Give it a watch.
Okay.
If you like that kind of thing.
Yeah, we like the OJ stuff. We watch that.
Yeah. The show, right? With Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah. Watch
the doc.
Whoa.
I feel like it's going to aggravate you.
Oh, yeah? That's how badly they butchered the case?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's mind blowing. I mean, the things because you read and you've seen the show.
Yeah.
But when you relive it with the people that were actually there, it's so aggravating. I mean, good job with the defense attorney.
Oh yeah, Johnny Cochran nailed it.
They're showing him putting on the gloves, and they made him wear latex under it, and he's half-ass putting them on. What are we doing here?
Oh man,
what are we doing? And nobody was thinking, because then one of the guys for the police, whatever, I don't know what the hell his role was.
Furman.
No, not that guy. It was another guy, and he goes, well, you're not taking into consideration that the gloves were outside. It was cold. It was damp. They could shrink. There's so many factors of, the gloves don't fit, and he's wearing latex. So
yeah,
I think.
You ever try to wear gloves and put gloves over them?
Yeah, it's impossible. I don't even know where my gloves are. The one thing in my life that I constantly lose are my gloves, like my snow gloves.
Wow.
I don't know where they are right now, and I just wore them 2 weeks ago.
I have a pair in my jacket pocket over there that I've had for a long time now, and I'm actually quite impressed with myself. I almost lost one.
Just
then,
one of them?
Yeah, and then I found it randomly under something. I was like, oh my God, it's back. So very happy about that. But yes, that and chapstick. I lose chapstick all the time.
I'm usually good about that. It's my gloves. That's the only thing I lose because I rarely ever wear them.
Yeah.
And now when I need them, I don't have them.
No.
I bought. This is the second pair I bought in the last couple of years. I don't. Right now, I don't know where they are.
I need them for the dog when I walk the dog. So
yeah,
I have to keep an eye on them because my hands get chilly.
And I went for a walk the other day, and I was like, oh, I wish I had my gloves. Fucking idiot. Maybe if you put them back in the same spot, they might be in the garage.
That sounds like a good spot for them.
Well, because I was snow blowing and shoveling, I think I took them
put them in
off.
your pocket.
I don't
Do you have
know.
a winter coat?
I do.
Just put them in there.
I know. I did that one time. Then I left
Awesome.
them in my drawer. Now, who knows? Who knows where they are?
2 days in a row, I took out my AirPods, opened up my AirPod case, and they were not in there. I'm like,
Dude.
where the fuck did I put those things?
I bought Mel new AirPods, and like I don't know why they're on her keys. She rarely uses them. They're not in the case. One was under her bed, and she knew it was there for like a week.
Huh?
Like, yeah, no, it's under my bed. Like one loose by itself. Why is it not in the case? I don't know. Well, she goes, I know where it is. I go, but it's not in the case. It's not in the case.
Fun fact: my AirPods are not actually AirPods. They are $15 knockoffs that I bought on Amazon.
It's not the same.
Oh, it's the same.
Oh, it is not the same.
It's the same.
No.
It's the same.
No, hey, treat yourself.
I've had Apple AirPods in the past, and I cannot tell the difference.
They've come a long way.
Except I think you use yours to talk, right? Talking on the phone, like in the AirPods.
Yeah.
Not as good. That I will say is not as good like
Okay.
the microphone, but the actual listening to it.
But the noise cancellation is great. Oh, it just blocks literally
That's
everything
nice.
out.
Yeah. That I can see that not happening, but I also work. Yeah. from
You
home.
work?
I work from home, so like, I don't like. It's not like people in the office. I don't have to, I'm not canceling the sound or anything.
I know, but I listen to. I don't know. It's when I have to like sit down and
Focus
and do
Yeah.
some tedious shit.
Yep.
It's great because
That's
I
fair.
just zone out.
That's
I don't
fair.
hear anything.
That's fair.
So anyway, where were we? What were we talking about?
Oh, I don't know.
Something about the NFL.
The NFL. I don't think we've got to any of it. We talked about the Saints
The Saints are going to get Kellen Moore next
and
week.
I think you started talking about The Office.
Yeah, no, I meant to start talking about traders, but then we were talking about The Office, then we were talking about Sons of Anarchy.
Yep.
Found our way back. Eric Bieniemy's back in the league. He's a running back coach for the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
Ron Rivera is going back to Cal. I
Yeah,
think
is
it's
he-
some sort of GM role.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are the latest that I heard today.
Yeah. The other coordinator news is that our friend Chip Kelly, who we just talked about last week, the week before, who I confused for Brian Kelly. I don't have that right. I don't even know if I said that right.
You did.
He is now going to be the OC for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Good luck to everybody. The stories I've been hearing on, I don't know if it's Shady McCoy that's got a podcast, but they were talking about.
Hate him.
Dude, the stories, hated that guy. So have fun with that.
Yeah, I don't remember any of his teams, either the Eagles or the 49ers being. It's funny, the Eagles have had such a good run since the Andy Reid era, and that was the black mark on their history. It was him and, Sam Bradford.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they beat us 1 week, though, 1 year. Randomly. We were up 14-0 in that game. We lost. That was one of the weirdest games.
Bums.
Yeah, I think Belichick tried like a fake, not fake, but surprise onside kick. Didn't work, and they took it personally and beat us. That was embarrassing. Yeah, and then Nick Caley is going to the he was working for, I think, the tight ends coach for the Rams. Formerly tight end coach of the New England Patriots is going to be the OC of the Houston Texans. When McDaniels left for Vegas, my hope at the time was that Nick Caley, who was our tight ends coach, would become the OC because he was in the system for a couple of years. He'd slot right in. For whatever reason, went with Matt Patricia. Don't know why. Never been the same.
That was just an excuse to bring Patricia back.
I get, yeah. And then the next year he had another shot, brought back Bill O'Brien. Weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why he never got the job. But yeah, typically you see the tight end coach that's like the path towards OC because you work running back, blocking schemes, passing schemes, and all that. So, but I always talk about that. McDaniels leaving for Vegas is what ruined everything. And then us not hiring Kaylee additionally ruined everything.
I wonder where Bobby Slowick goes.
Yeah. What did you say last? He was like a head coaching.
He was in the mix last year. I mean, you had Seattle, Washington, a few of those teams where those guys landed. And they brought him back. They paid him more money to stay as an OC, and they fired him the next year.
Yeah.
Very strange.
Very strange. And then the two big player news was Myles Garrett requested a trade from the Browns, which is funny because he was all gung-ho about them bringing in Deshaun Watson. I think he called him a model citizen. And the Browns have said they're not going to trade him, but we'll see what happens. One of the things I was reading is one of the things that they've done, obviously, with Watson is they've done the signing bonuses where, like, it helps the cap. But the problem is when they do that, if you trade or cut someone, it all kind of comes back to bite you. So that's the case with Garrett, too, where they gave him a lot of signing bonuses. So we'll see what happens there. The Browns are hilarious. They're just so funny. They had such a good thing going with Bakernator, and they got
impatient.
They trashed it. We had one bad year when he was injured.
They got completely impatient. Now he goes to Tampa, and he's in the
losses,
playoffs 2 years in a row.
Yeah, their losses is his game. Like, he'd bring them to the playoffs the first time in 10 years, wins their first game, and against the Steelers of all teams in like 30 years. He has one bad season where he plays injured, and then you kick him out the door, and then you talk shit about him when he's out the door. I can't. It's hilarious. It's such a Brown things to do.
I know. There's certain teams that they continue to do. I mean, Washington did it for the longest time under Snyder. It's that certain teams just continue to shoot themselves in the foot. Yeah. Now, of the two between him and Cooper Kupp, I mean, of course, this is what I'm already sick of the free agency shit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm already
now
sick
you're
of
going to hear it because you guys are up and coming. So people are like,
it's all like, oh, Cooper Kupp, you should trade for Cooper Kupp. Like, I like Kupp, but he's always hurt. I don't really want to give anything up for him.
He had 2021, he had the amazing season where he was Offensive Player of the Year. I think he's been injured at least 5.
I don't think he's had a full season in 4 years.
Not since then. Not since 2021, no.
So if they were going to make a move, on either one, I would trust them to say, if you want one of them, go get them. Yeah. I would say Garrett because we need an edge. But I also think that they're not going to want to pay a guy. It seems like their first 2 picks in the draft, from what I heard, is going to go edge wide out.
Yeah, I could see him being a good number 3, 2-3. Because you guys have
Kupp?
Terry. Yeah, you guys have Terry. I'm looking up his stats real quick. So this,
but you have to give something up for him. I'm not into it.
Yeah. So these are his stats since December 1st. 3 for 17, 5 for 92, and a touchdown, which is actually pretty good. 0 for 0. I remember that fantasy game. He literally 0 for 0.
Yep.
3 for 24, 1 for 29, 1 for 29, 5 for 61. 1 touchdown in all those games. His best game of the season was actually one of the best games of the season was one we went to, where he had 6 receptions against the Patriots for 2 touchdowns. Remember, he had that huge catch and run. And his first game of the season was really good too, but he just got injured as the season went on. My
guess would be, excuse me, because the Rams want to trade him.
Yeah,
they could end up trading him for nothing.
Yeah, and they did say I think they're gonna try and do right by him. And this was the thing. Myles Garrett requested the trade, and this one the Rams said we're trading you.
Yeah,
and they said they're gonna try and send him somewhere he wants to be.
Yeah. I mean, if you can get him for cheap, maybe
a 3, not a 3rd round, but like he's a wide receiver 3 at this point. You know.
Yeah, it's not that I wouldn't take him. I just wouldn't I wouldn't spend crazy money for him. Yeah, and it's like T. Higgins. You know, a different scenario, but I wouldn't pay that money for T. Higgins.
Yeah, usually you don't with wide receiver trades, you don't see too much being given up. I don't even remember what AJ Brown got, but I don't think it was a 1st round pick.
I don't think it was much.
Yeah,
but I mean,
you saw what happened with Nuke got a 4th rounder.
Oh,
Nuke, the Chiefs. What the bleep's his name? He's now a Chiefs wide receiver. He's Texans wide receiver. He was with the Titans.
Hopkins.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nicknamed Nuke.
Okay.
He got like a 4th rounder, right?
Yeah, it was like nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah.
And some of the trades even last offseason are like, wow, you got like junk. I mean, you're just trading these guys for like junk. So maybe, but when you're talking about signing guys, because again, now it's T. Higgins and Cooper Kupp, I'm like, I'm already fucking sick of it. Washington, they're not going to pay that much for a receiver.
No.
It's just not. They're going to try to draft somebody.
You guys had a fun little press conference. What was that? Just like a state of the team kind of thing?
With Josh Harris?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Just end of the season thing.
Yeah.
Supposedly, the name is here to stay. I'm not buying it.
Oh.
I'm not buying it. I think they're trying to draw attention away from that. I'm not sold. I'm not sold because they're not. I think it's within 5 years, so they really can't change the name for another 2 years.
Even though, well, they went from Redskins to Washington football team.
That was an exception.
Okay, the NFL allowed it.
You could. I mean, they could do it again.
It was a good year.
The football team. So whack. So whack, dude. It was like watching a fucking cartoon where it's like the beer's called beer. Fucking awful. Let me call your fucking team the New England football team, see if you like it, with no logo. Yeah, see?
The Browns don't have a logo. They're just a color.
And they suck. They're called the Browns because they're like shit. But I heard.
Unironically enjoyed the football team name. Sorry.
I know. Because people who weren't fans of Washington enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Oh, it's cool. Oh, is it?
It's different.
Let me call your fucking team
You're the only...
Take your logo away, put numbers on the helmet like your fucking Alabama college team, give your a stupid generic fucking vanilla ice cream name. Let's see if you like it. The people who hate the Commanders are trying to say that the lesser of the evil, because I hear this all the time. Oh, we should go back to being the football team. Because it's somehow not as bad as the Commanders. So why?
I mean, I think
if they both suck, why do you have to go with either one of them?
But my problem with the Commanders is like the Buccaneers. Well, the Buccaneers, Patriots, both long names, but you can say Pats, you can say Bucks.
Yeah.
Commanders, you can't shorten it. I mean, I love to shorten it to the commies, but
I know I hate that. I hate that people call them the commies.
I'm not gonna stop.
I know it's not just you. Everybody does it.
I think it's like they needed a name that could be shortened like that.
I get it.
I still think they should have been the Pigskins. That's just me. That's just
me. Most Washington fans call them the Redskins.
Yeah. I mean, Dennis does. He talks. That's what he calls them.
Yeah. But I heard. All right. Aside from the name, if somehow because they sold a shirt.
Yeah, that's
online.
Interesting. That is interesting.
That had the old logo and a tiny in the back. And then they had the logo, and you could see it was kind of like
they could have not had it at all. They could have found a way to not have the logo in there at all.
That thing sold out, except for one size that would have fit me in high school. To your point, 3XL. It sold out that fast.
Yeah,
people want it back. Aside from the name, if they can work out a deal to get the fucking logo back, and they can do that, they can work with the Blackfeet tribe, and then nobody can say fucking boo about it.
Whoa. Yeah.
But also, aside from that, too, aside from the logo and the name, supposedly they're going to go back to being with their older jerseys. The Gibbs era.
I don't know what those...
Oh, dude, they were beautiful.
Like the mustard yellow ones?
No, I hated the mustard
I don't know. Wait, which Gibbs era? The first one?
The first stint, I believe.
I don't know. I have to see them. I think once I see them, like, oh, okay. Well, they could keep the same W logo. That's the other thing. It's like, come on, at least put a ship in there or something if you're a commander. Get a nice battleship.
Nah, I think that's why I know they're going to change it because they're not sold on actually having a fucking logo. Mm-hmm. Hold on. Sorry. I need like an actual picture of like a player wearing it. Not just
there was another name
jersey.
I saw that was pretty good. It was like Red Hogs, I think. Someone said
I mean,
Red Hogs.
Red Hogs is kind of reminds me of like a penis.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Those are great, dude. That is.
When I used to play Madden back in the day, I'd always do the throwback jerseys. I always loved them.
That's vintage, dude.
Yeah, that's vintage for sure.
This is beautiful.
Yeah.
So that's what I said. Even they changed the name, they changed the fucking logo, whatever, right? Why did you have to change the jerseys? Why couldn't you just have what we had before? I will say,
the Washington football team name notwithstanding, I thought the jerseys and color scheme they had for that team was decent. I think they could have just slapped an actual logo on there and called it a day.
Yeah, I think they tried to do a whole rebranding, and it doesn't work.
You know which one I liked? 75th anniversary.
I know a lot of people like that.
Love those in Madden 2004-ish. I would always do the color, the maroon, all the way down to the floor, to the cleats. Loved it.
I I like that better than the mustard pants. I don't like the mustard pants.
I don't know why they didn't just stick with it. I think they should have just stuck with it.
They did that as the alternate this year with the mustard pants. And then during the Bruce Allen era, they had those. Mm-hmm. And I fucking hated them. Sorry. Fucking hated them. I really did. But those jerseys, that's nice. Washington. Those are the Redskins right there. Nice. Bring them back, baby. That merch would sell because it would, even if you didn't have the name and the logo, just because it looks like that.
Yeah, you got to strike while the iron's hot. It's hot. Now's the time.
If that one shirt is any indication, it sold out within a fucking 2 days.
Josh Harris to get the right people involved, to go talk to whoever they got to talk to, and make it happen.
Just
if Florida State can sign get a tribe, then so can their Commanders.
My ideal scenario is you go back to the old jerseys, you get the logo back, you make a deal with the tribe, you kick some money to the tribe, you make a deal so you can use the logo, and you go back to being the Braves.
Washington Braves.
Ideal situation. I mean, Redskins, but it's not going to happen.
Right, yeah, that's long.
But I will say, the Braves were their original name.
Yeah.
I will take that. That whole thing right there, I'll take that all day.
I take it. Take it to the bank.
Take it to the bank.
Nice.
What other news do we have?
That was everything.
40 minutes into this podcast, and we didn't even start yet.
Well, we were going to go through. I mean, that was all the player and head coaching news that I had. I know we talked about going through each division and just kind of giving our thoughts on how things, a recap of the season, how things went. We only have one game to talk about.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, I don't know if you want to start with the AFC, or just go right through the divisions and how you want to do it.
Do you want to? So you have that up. I'll bring up how they finished in case we don't remember.
Okay, that works.
Jimmy Butler heading to
oh, look at that.
The Warriors.
Live news. Oh.
And it says that he'll ink a new deal because the other day it was the Warriors and somebody else. He said that he would not sign a new deal. And now apparently he'll sign a new deal. So Jimmy Butler is going to...
because if he doesn't, they're going to be like, okay, you're suspended without pay. So
going to the Warriors. If we were live right now, it'd be breaking news.
Oh, my God. Tweet it.
I don't have a tweeter.
Blue Sky it.
I don't have the
Instagram
Sky. What's in Instagrams? Snapchat still a thing?
Oh, that's out on ESPN. Is Snapchat? Yes, I think. I just haven't logged in 5 years.
Me neither.
Yeah.
No, I'm going on like 6 now.
Yeah.
It's so useless. Also, Facebook is turning in. I mean, Instagram is turning into Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
It's just people posting nothing. It's like if Facebook and Snapchat had a baby, it would be Instagram. It's just nothing burgers on nothing burgers on nothing burgers.
Yeah, I haven't really been in there lately either.
Which is why we're on YouTube.
Yeah, there you go. The problem is Snapchat was neat for a while with like the 24-hour story.
Yeah.
And then Instagram copied it, and then that was it.
Yeah, and Instagram I feel like should have been a platform, or at one time was a platform for creators and like maybe photographers and originally
like photos and stuff like that.
Videographers.
Yeah, now it's just
it's fucking nothing.
It's all a bunch of big fat phonies.
It is.
That's all it is.
Lies.
Yes.
Lie to me.
Yeah.
All right, I have the standings up.
All right, so we'll go through, and I also listened back to that episode 1, season 2, episode 1, to get some.
I feel like I'm holding a glass.
Like a glass of wine. So fancy. All right. Starting the AFC East. My pick for the winner of the AFC East was the Buffalo Bills. Yours was the Miami Dolphins.
What?
Yep. Now,
second place.
I feel like that wasn't too big of a surprise. I feel like people thought the Bills would take a step back with Diggs being gone. One of the things we did talk about is like, we don't know who he's going to throw to. Josh Allen. Shakir stepped up in the wide receiver spot for sure. Not quite as good as Diggs, but we talked about it throughout the season where I feel like Diggs was addition by subtraction because him and Josh Allen hated each other.
Yeah, and then they got Amari at some point.
Right, that's right.
And they signed Curtis Samuel.
You did say you think the Bills would get a wild card, so you did have them in the playoffs. My big prediction in that season 1 episode, I said Rodgers wouldn't last the season. That was my hot take.
Yeah.
He lasted.
He did.
Didn't go great, though.
I mean, one game better than New England, who had zero expectations. It's pretty bad. Where did I put them? Did I put them?
You put them. You said
wild card.
No, the Patriots. No, the Jets.
The Jets.
No, you did. I don't even know. I don't think you gave like an official
okay.
statistic for them. But you did say you can see the Patriots winning 5 games. But you're right, almost there, close.
I had rose-colored glasses.
The over/under was 4.5, and I said 4 if Jacoby starts the full season. I said 5 if Drake gets in, and Drake got in, and they went 4. So
yeah,
we were both wrong. But you were pretty close.
The Seattle game, that was the one.
Yeah. You're right.
That would have been the one.
Right. Yep. I did say throughout that in that episode that there was no hope for the Patriots, and that it was going to be a lost season. Boy, did I nail that one.
In that episode, did we talk about Gerard Mayo and him as a coach and what we were thinking?
Just that there wasn't a lot of it was a rookie head coach. That was it.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah.
I know early on too, I was saying I didn't love what he was saying in the off season.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think
it inspire confidence.
Yeah, and as the weeks went on, I think I kept asking, "What do you think?"
Yeah, it kept getting worse and worse. The joke was like his weekly appearance on EEI was just, they called it like the fix everything you said the day before show, because he would just always have something he had to correct. Yeah, not a good year. Not a good year.
Well, the Bills obviously went 13-4. Miami was in second place at 8-9.
Bums. Well, if Tua didn't get hurt, they probably would have put a bit more of a fight. But
yeah,
McDaniel doesn't know what to do when he's hurt, I guess.
But they also don't know how to beat good teams.
Yeah,
and
that's
play
also
in the
true.
cold. So
that is also true. That is also true. So yeah, I mean, you had the Dolphins and the Bills. So you must have had Jets third. I definitely thought the Jets weren't going to be anything great. So we actually did pretty good in that division.
Yeah, not bad.
AFC North, we both had the Ravens winning that division, and we both said the Steelers were going to miss the playoffs.
Yeah, they were like, "This is the first year."
Yep, you did. You did say that. You said that Justin Fields was going to be starting by week 5. You did suggest that. You weren't totally wrong, because he was in for a while with the calf injury. Russell had the calf injury, but there some stories that start to come out of Pittsburgh now of how him and Arthur Smith weren't getting along.
Who's that? Russ?
Russ, yeah. He didn't let him call audibles anymore, and that's when things started to go south.
Yep.
You know how it is at the end of the season.
Yeah, all the dirty laundry gets aired.
That's right.
So, I mean, we were kind of 50-50 on that one.
Yeah.
Did I give Cincy a wild card? I must have.
Yeah, you had them as your wild card. I didn't have the wild cards
in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, right. I didn't have them in any particular order, but yeah, you'd have in the wild. Yeah, I did too. I also had the Bengals in the wild card.
Yeah. So we kind of whiffed on that division.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about disappointment of the season, that's the one. For me, anyway, they missed the playoffs completely, and Jamar Chase, who had an amazing season, did come out of the gate slow, probably because he waited until the week before the season started to show up. And what did they do week 1? They lost to the Patriots.
And then they lost 2 more games.
Yes.
You start out 0-3. I don't feel bad
that
you missed the playoffs.
No. And if one of those losses is to a team that finished 4-13,
yep, you deserve to miss it. Sorry.
Exactly.
Sorry. Yeah, I guess that would probably be the biggest disappointment. If you're a Pittsburgh fan, I guess there's some disappointment in the way the season ended, because they lost 5 in a row to end the season.
Yeah.
Which means that they were, one of those was a playoff game, right? So at one point they were 10-3.
Yep. That's wild. They were leading the division, late into the season, then slipped. Slipping and falling.
Still over 500, though.
Yeah, I'll give him that. But a few other things came out about Tomlin, too, where people are just saying he just does the same thing every year. And it's good if you want to just stay fairly consistent, but you don't change enough, you're not gonna do anything. We've talked about their playoff losses.
Yeah, it's getting to be Marvin Lewis-esque.
Yeah.
In Cincy.
Yep.
I don't know.
Agreed.
But I don't think they're gonna move on from him.
I don't know. They love their steady at hand too much. They've had 3 coaches in like 50 years.
Yeah.
Chuck Noll, Cowher, him. That's it. Right? I guess anyone else.
No.
It's nuts. It's insane.
It's over that span, right?
Yeah.
50 years or
It's
so.
wild. It's absolutely wild.
I like the continuity, but at the same time, because I don't want you to be quick to pull the trigger on shit.
Yep.
When Marty Schottenheimer went 8-8 with Washington, but at some point, you kind of got to look at some things here.
Yep, I agree. You got to shake it up a little bit. Maybe the Bills do. Anyway,
what's that poll at?
I don't know. I meant to check it. I forgot.
It was up to 26 votes, and it was still 50-50.
Wow. That's pretty wild. That's a lot of votes. That's good. That's good. I'm glad people are getting into it. While you bring that up,
it's still at that 26 votes, 50-50.
Wow, that's wild. we can talk about that later.
If you haven't looked at it yet, go vote.
Yeah, go vote. Go vote. AFC West. Oh, no, sorry. AFC South. We both had the Texans. We both had the Colts with the wild card spot.
Yeah, when I saw that too, I go, what the fuck were we thinking?
I said last year they were a touchdown away from beating the Texans and going to the playoffs with Minshew. So I thought, if they could do that with Minshew, they should be better the year after. And I said on the program, if AR stays healthy, they will make it to the playoffs. Now, he stayed healthy, but he got benched.
He got benched, and then
and
also,
better.
Remember that play? He benched himself?
Yeah, that's right. He was tired.
So,
never heard that before.
When I look back at my notes, too, I go, what the fuck was I thinking with the Colts? I don't know.
Well, it's funny because you didn't, in the live show, you never said who your AFC one was. And then later on, you're like, oh, I forgot to say it's the Colts. So maybe you're just...
yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
We got that. Because I remember thinking, like, oh, I'm going to yell at me and say his... Then you came back. I was like, oh, good. Okay. Okay. That division there, the Texans, I mean, I guess you could say they're kind of a disappointment. It's what the offensive coordinator firing is weird to me because you still had a good season. You still won a playoff game.
Yeah, right.
Some people would cut their left nut off to do that.
Yeah, I did.
Exactly. That's why do you think they won? You lost the right one, too, for the other one.
You're right, so I'm ballless.
You wouldn't go any farther, though, so that's why they lost the championship game.
I can't cut off the shaft. Be a fucking eunuch, but I mean, I'm not going to cut the whole thing off.
So we'll see how Nick Caley does there as off the court. I'll be watching that intently, knowing he could have been ours.
I mean, for the Jags, this has to be a huge disappointment of a season. Granted, Trevor got hurt at some point, but you had Peterson, then you just fired him. What was it? This was his second season?
Yeah.
He brought some sort of continuity and
like
whatever.
A Super Bowl winning coach. He's a legitimate coach.
But they never recovered from week 10 of last year, 11?
8-3.
It's just they had an awful season.
Yep.
And the Titans did too, but I expected that.
Yes.
They were on paper.
Jaguars had some sort of expectations.
Well, with the coach and the quarterback, they should have been better than 4-13.
I agree.
So
I agree. 100%. Titans are just dog shit all year. They fired Vrabel and got way worse.
You know, it's funny, and I don't know the timelines, but if you look at who they had at one point, they had A.J. Brown, they had Hopkins, they had Derrick Henry, they had Vrabel as their coach, and now they have the number 1 pick in the draft. Yeah. They have no light at the who do they have? Pollard?
They beat us out for Ridley for wide receiver. I guess he was not great.
Oh, that's true too,
and the thing that started Vrabel's downfall is he didn't want to trade Brown. He lost like a power struggle, and I guess he was right because Brown is killing it.
Yeah, I mean, I could have told you that.
Yeah. That Eagles team, man, though, the way they're built, Brown from a trade, Barkley from free agency, Hurts the later first round pick. Like, they just got him
Devontae, was that free agency or a trade?
First round, Devontae. First round wide receiver. Yeah, it's just nuts. Like, where they got it.
Didn't Devontae come from Atlanta?
I don't think so.
He didn't? No. They drafted him?
I think so, yeah. Pretty sure.
Sure.
Look it up. Look it up.
That could be
but first round wide receiver, allegedly. Their left tackle is a 7th round guy who played rugby, who's great. They have a guard they drafted in like the 3rd or 4th round. The one weakness they had was secondary. I don't know if you remember this, but in the draft, they got the number 1 cornerback in the draft at like 22, which is insane. That is insane.
Who the hell am I thinking of then?
What did you say he came from? Atlanta?
Yeah. Why was I thinking he came from Atlanta?
I don't know. They might have someone from Atlanta. They took a swing on Jalen Carter, who was probably the best player in the draft, but he had like the pending litigation that worked out okay. That team is they're just stacked. They got the best cornerback in the draft at 22. Usually those guys go in the top 10.
Yeah,
so
I don't know who the hell I was thinking of then.
Yeah, they lucked out in a lot of ways. But they have a trade, free agency, draft. They built that team like a.
And it seems like they keep changing quarterbacks and coaches, and they're still fucking relevant.
Yeah.
I hate it. I fucking hate it.
I'm so sorry.
I hate it.
So sorry. We haven't even got to that division yet.
The
AFC West, I don't think there's much said about that division. We both very emphatically said the Chiefs are going to win the division. No question about it. I didn't have the Chargers or the Broncos having as good a season as they did, but I'm not too surprised thinking back.
Yeah. That was the only who was my 3rd wild card team?
The Colts.
Who was my 2nd?
The Bengals.
The Bengals, that's right. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't have expected. I expected the Chargers to improve, I think, but I didn't expect them to go 11-6.
Right.
And then Herbert had a dog shit of a playoff game.
Yeah, that's right.
But I mean, you look at Herbert, now he's got Harbaugh as his coach. You got Bo Nix with Peyton in Denver. I mean, things are looking up for that division, except for although the Raiders got Pete Carroll. Yeah. But they also got Chip Kelly.
That is true.
And they don't have a quarterback.
I'll still probably pick the Chiefs to win next year. Really curious to see what the Raiders do at quarterback. That'll be really interesting with Cam Ward, and we'll see what happens.
Well, where are they picking?
I think they're 5. I think they're right after us, 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So the talk right now is Cam Ward is definitely first round. Probably could see him leapfrogging a few people, and then Shedeur. I think if Shedeur Sanders' last name was Shedeur Smith, I don't think he's going to the top 15,
no, but he's going to because it's a quarterback.
Yeah, it's a quarterback league. It's a quarterback league.
And there's a shortage of really good quarterbacks, it seems like. Although this last draft class.
Yes.
I think it's going to be good.
I think I have to sneeze.
Don't think about it. Just do it.
Excuse me.
Wow.
Thank you. Woo.
Don't think, just do.
Okay. Into the NFC East. We both picked the Eagles, and we just talked about all the talent they have, so I'm not too surprised by that.
I'm so ashamed of myself for picking.
Yeah, I mean, you picked them to go undefeated.
That was just by happenstance.
Not only do you not pick them to win the division, you did not even pick them to win a wild card spot.
It's reverse psychology.
You know who did pick them to win a wild card spot? This guy.
It's okay. You turn your back on them against Detroit.
That's true. We both flipped throughout the season.
I picked Dallas to be a wild card team.
But you said no. I'm sorry. Yeah, Dallas. You said they were going to start 4-4, which you nailed. But then you thought they would recover and finish 10-7.
Dak being hurt kind of. I didn't expect them to be 12-5 or better again. I said 10-7. But I also said that season would ride on Dak. And Dak got hurt. So.
And when we recorded that, he still hadn't signed that new contract, and we both said he was going to probably sign.
And the next day,
he did. Yeah. We both said Mike McCarthy was going to be gone. Nailed that one. Yep. I said Bill Belichick was going to be there. That did not happen.
Yeah.
But that was some of the talk we had there. And I said the Commanders. I said I like what Jaden's doing. I said I could see him snagging a 7 spot in the wild card. They got 6, and I talked about having him in fantasy as my keeper for next year, which he is 100% going to be, and I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, that was the bright spot of the NFC East. I think if you're a Dallas fan, I think the whole season and then your off season already is off to a bad fucking start. You promoted your OC after a 2-week search. That's telling me you're not getting enough people. And then for the Giants, I mean, they're, what are they, 3?
Yep.
They're right outside that window.
Yep. And the Cowboys got Clayton Adams as their OC. Never heard of him, so I don't know.
I mean, maybe
another internal hire. Who knows?
I can't imagine.
Giants have to go quarterback, right? Like they have to.
They have to, but who's ahead of them? Tennessee, and then who has?
Oh, that's true.
Who has the second pick?
I think the second pick is someone who doesn't need a quarterback. The Browns. Well, maybe they do. No, they might.
But the Titans need a quarterback too.
That's
it's just
true.
It depends on if you think this class is worth it or not.
Right.
But I could see Tennessee saying, you know what, we're going to take Cam Ward.
Yeah, I can see it. Sorry, that sneeze just like juggle everything.
No, it's all good. I think Cleveland, if they don't cut Deshaun, they might stick with him. They might not. Maybe they'll go with Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
And then Shedeur would be there. If Shedor's there at 3, the Giants are taking him.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
I mean, they drafted well last year. You got Malik.
Wide receiver, yeah.
Yep. They need a quarterback. They're keeping the GM. They're keeping the coach.
Yeah.
The sky's the limit from 3-14. So.
The next division was the NFC North. We both picked the Lions. I should say earlier that Ravens were my AFC Super Bowl pick. Lions were my NFC Super Bowl pick and yours. So we definitely both picked them there. I thought the Packers and Bears would round out the wild card. So I nailed that part, except for the Bears, obviously. But
who did I pick?
You had the Packers and Vikings.
I did?
Yeah.
I thought I picked the Bears to sneak a wild card. No?
Maybe you did.
I had Dallas, too.
Is that what you wrote down on your own notes? Because that was, I won't lie, that was, as I was listening, that was one part I was like, oh, I might have missed this one. Because my prediction was that the Vikings will not be good.
Yes, I picked the Cowboys, Bears and Packers to
Okay.
get wild card spots.
Okay.
I thought I
Vikings.
picked the Bears.
Because in this here episode, I talked about how the Vikings were not going to be good, or Darnold was not going to be good. So I was wrong for a while, but then I was right.
No, you weren't. You were not. They made the fucking playoffs. They went 14-3.
Excuse you.
You could. Did you not think that Darnold had a good season?
It was a good season.
All right.
Didn't end well though.
Okay, this just has to get that last fucking dig in.
We were watching. Actually, it was the opening night too. We were watching the Chiefs the Ravens. As we're watching, we were kind of like saying stuff like, "Oh, you said Worthy was going to be a problem. He did have a good year."
Yeah.
I said I don't see the Chiefs winning back to back to back. I said, but I would not be surprised if they made it back to the Super Bowl. So we were actually pretty good with our predictions.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. The Bears was a complete whiff on my end. I just expected, even though I didn't have faith in the coach, just because of Caleb, and they surrounded him with talent.
Yeah.
I just expected them to be better than 5-12. But you know what? Again, even that, sky's the limit.
Yeah.
You got a new coach. It probably wasn't a good fit. You got a new OC, obviously.
Yep.
See what happens.
My favorite prediction from week 1 that I made was, so Friday was the Brazil game, Eagles-Packers.
Yeah.
And you talked about how you didn't like how week 1, it's international already. It stinks. I'm like, yeah. And I said, oh, yeah, it's 2 playoff teams. We have to play this early. And I said, and they could play again in the playoffs potentially. And then they did.
Mm-hmm.
What are the odds of that happening? So that was fun.
Where do they say they were going now? Australia?
Oh, my God. Yeah, Australia, the Rams.
Fuck
It's
that.
like a 14-and-a-half-hour flight. When is that even going to play? Like 1 o'clock on a Monday?
I listen. I
Too
know it's a
far.
money thing.
Yeah.
I don't like what they're doing with the league.
Gone too far.
I just don't like it. Go to fucking Canada. Go to Mexico. Why? Like it's just so shitty for the fucking players to me.
Yeah.
I also don't like Thursday night games.
Yeah.
I like it to open the season, and I like Thanksgiving. Other than that, I don't like it. I heard Austin Eckler was talking about adding another game.
Oh, yeah.
He don't want it.
No, it's happening.
It's gonna happen, but he's like, I can't even imagine having another game.
Was that Eckler that said that? I saw that. I didn't see who said it, but I did see the quote. But
Yeah.
what's going to happen is they're going to convince all the lower tier players, like, hey, it's more money.
Mhm.
And they're going to there's a lot more of number 53s in the roster than there are Patrick Mahomes is.
Right.
So they'll outvote him.
Well, when's the next CBA? A couple of years.
I think it's a couple years ago. We should look that up because I feel like we asked that a lot.
I thought it was 27.
I feel like they did a 10-year, yeah.
So they would have to. I mean, they have to wait for the next CBA. But Goodell himself has already said he wants it. So now they're playing in fucking London. They're playing Brazil, Australia.
2031.
Oh, really?
Wow.
They might have to. Maybe they renegotiate before then.
That's a long. Maybe sometimes there's an early out.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh wait, the NFL might try to get the NFL to agree before. Interesting. Oh, the NFL might make a proposal within the next 12 to 18 months. So yeah,
Shit.
I can see it. We'll see. We shall see. So Lions, and then we both had the Packers and Bears. So we thought that division was gonna have 3 spots. Had 2.
It did have 3.
It did have 3. We just get the Bears and Vikings mixed up.
Whoops.
And then NFC South, we both picked the Baconators.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Hell yeah.
You said you were not. Well, I think part of this was because of your eternal hatred for Kirk Cousins. But you said that you were you had no faith in the Falcons, no faith at all, or the Saints.
Fucking 8 and 9.
Yeah,
And
you nailed it.
He's gonna get caught.
Nope.
You don't think so?
No, he's gonna go. Where's he gonna go though?
Tennessee.
Okay,
Because this is also pre-draft.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
if Tennessee sneaks him as a bridge,
right.
then you know they ain't getting a quarterback. Although I don't know, I
Maybe.
landed Grant Penix, so
Yeah.
who knows?
I could see it.
Maybe they do.
I can see it.
Also, who was the other one? They said Rodgers maybe to Tennessee if he doesn't go back to the Jets. I don't know. But-
Any update on Cheese? Is he a Titans fan now?
No, but it was funny because he was the one who sent that to me. That the Titans potentially getting Rodgers. He's like, I can't get away from this fucking guy. No, I think he's gonna stick with the Jets.
What's he gonna do with all that Titans stuff?
I don't know. His brother-in-law gave him an Eagles hoodie that he wears. He's like, "Oh, you like football here?" And Cheese just took it.
I mean, he's a Yankees fan, but I've seen him wear a Mets hat. So he's
Yeah,
just like,
he likes. Yeah,
he just likes the NY, I guess.
he's not really a Mets fan, I guess, but I mean, he's been to
apparel.
Citi Field a couple times.
One of my favorite baseball fields was Shea Stadium.
Yeah,
Way back in the day. It was really nice there. I enjoyed that game.
City Field. We went once. It was nice. City Field.
I haven't been to the newer one now.
It was good. I'd go back. We were supposed to go back, and then I got the stomach bug.
I've only been to New Yankee Stadium once. I went to the old one.
once.
Well, that old one like 5 times.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one was better?
I don't really. I mean, I don't have like this whole like, oh my god, it's like a cathedral of sports, whatever.
Yeah.
The amenities are much nicer.
Some people get weird. Well, it's like Fenway.
I know.
And
Sucks.
I get it. Like I can appreciate
Yeah.
the nostalgia
Yeah.
of Fenway, but those seats fucking suck.
Yeah.
And it's a nice field, and it's
Yeah.
like I like that historical aspect. But like, come on.
I just remember I went to, I as a child mostly went to Fenway just because obviously it was closer,
Right.
and it wasn't great. And then my dad must have got like box seats for the Yankees from work, and like a freaking waiter comes up to you. This is the old Yankee Stadium. It like blew my mind. Here's a menu. I was like a child. I'm like, what the hell is this? I was like, what do you want? Like a hot dog and a soda? That was just funny. So that was great. And then at Shea Stadium, someone gave me a baseball glove. That was fun. I had a Mets baseball glove for a while. I have no idea where it went. Yeah, I enjoyed that. And then one time I got tickets for the Red Sox from work for like something, and that was in their box seats, but it's like up above.
Yeah, yeah.
But I didn't realize this, but like behind home plate, it's like a box club where all the Richie Riches sit.
Yeah, yeah.
I was sitting at the bar with my coworker, and the guy next to me, he's like, "Hey, who's playing today?" I was like, "Oh my god, you're so rich! You don't even know who's playing."
That's like the people who go to the Super Bowl. Yes. They don't even know what fucking day it is.
Yeah, like you don't even know who's playing today.
Yeah,
I hate you.
I hate you.
I enjoyed the game though.
I went to
also a waiter came up. It was nice.
I went to a Yankees Red Sox game last year. It was great. I had fun. Yeah. I'm just saying, like the seats.
Oh yeah, I could do without it.
It's just, I mean, come on.
Yeah, I was the same way with that old Yankee Stadium. I'm also not from New York, so but whatever to me.
Right.
I don't have that. Baseball of all the sports, there's like an old timey thing there for sure.
Yeah.
But it didn't really matter to me.
I mean, McCoy is about to get fucking demolished soon.
Yeah, it's true. I did like the old Monument Park in the old Yankee Stadium. I thought that was pretty neat. The new one is I don't know. It's more better amenities though. So I guess I don't know, whatever.
Well, we got to check out the Rhode Island FC too.
Yes, we'll be going this year.
Yeah, April.
Yeah, I want to see that real bad.
And I do want to go to a Worcester game.
Yes,
I don't love it. I don't love. I'm gonna be mad, especially when they knock down McCoy.
Yeah,
I drove by it the other day and I was like, oh, this is so fucking sad. I gotta fly my drone in there before they actually knock it down.
For sure.
I'm like,
yeah, we could.
So fucking sad.
Let's find a Blue Sox game. Let's do a Sunday because the kids can run the bases at the end of the game.
Like us too, right?
Yeah,
like the adult kids.
Braden's not doing it.
Oh, fuck it.
Stay with his mother. Get out of here, kid.
Get out of here, kid. This is my day.
Oh man. And then the NFC West, we both had the 49ers, which I think everyone on the planet did. I don't know anyone who thought, oh, the Rams are going to win the division this year.
I know it wasn't looking that strong, but
no.
Even Seattle coming in number 2. But the Niners, they got riddled with injuries.
Yeah.
But if you would have told me that they were going to finish last place in the division,
I could see next year being definitely a bounce back year for them. The big question is going to be Purdy in the offseason is if he's going to get a deal. We'll see.
But is it when you have these other teams that seemingly are getting better, where do the Niners, has their time passed with this group?
Has the window closed? I give him one more year.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough to say, but you look at how good Detroit is playing, although Detroit just lost both their coordinators. But Philly's still good. Washington's on their way up. You got to figure the Giants are kind of retooling. Chicago's retooling. Green Bay, Minnesota. I mean, Tampa's should be better. You know, are the Niners done? To be continued, season 3 of the MOJO show.
I was just looking to see real quick if they announced the Pro Football Hall of Fame, because they announced the finalists. If they announced who actually made it in, I haven't seen anything yet, so I was just taking a quick peek to see if they announced it. The big thing is Eli Manning. Is he going to get in it?
It's so sad.
Now the guys are starting to come up. Yeah.
What the fuck?
I thought the same thing.
It's bad when you watched their entire career and you're like, now they're in the Hall of Fame. Because that means they've been gone for at least 5 years.
You remember the day they were drafted.
Yep.
You remember that draft and all the shenanigans that went down with him and the Chargers and all that.
Yeah. Who's like a finalist?
I'm looking up right now. This is going to be real sad.
Excuse me.
Oh, man.
I know.
Eric Allen, cornerback.
Mm-hmm.
Jared Allen, defensive end.
Yep. He should get in.
Willie Anderson, offensive tackle. Jari Evans, offensive guard. Antonio Gates, tight end.
He should be in.
Yeah, 100%, yeah. Torrey Holt, wide receiver.
He should be in.
You think he's on a few tries. The problem with the wide receivers that it's going to happen is, like, the numbers have gotten so crazy for wide receivers. Like, is it still that impressive?
It took Art Monk, I don't know how many years after he retired to get in, and he had the records when he retired. This is so fucking stupid.
Luke Kuechly, linebacker for the Panthers, early season. So he had a early career because of concussions.
Yeah.
Eli Manning, which is an interesting one. He had 2 Super Bowl runs, which was great.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever went to the playoffs other than that, or won a playoff game other than those 2 years, which is kind of crazy to think about. He's gonna win it. He's gonna get it just come out of the name alone, I think.
He's a weird one.
Yep.
Because I think without the, I don't know, you have to look up his
1 Super Bowl, no. 2 against the Patriots, I could see it, and against it, just name alone.
Let me see.
I'm
interested in his career record. Oh my God.
He's like under 500, right? Oh my God.
So as Eli is basically on the cusp in everybody's head, even when he retired, he's on the cusp of Hall of Fame or not Hall of Fame. Yep. So everybody's like split.
Right.
His win-loss record in his career is 117 and 117, which is the most Eli fucking thing ever.
In my opinion, he's a Hall of very good. But I have a very high bar for the Hall of Fame. So my Hall of Fame, Torrey Holt would not be in it. Me personally. Eli Manning would not be in it. I could see why someone would vote for him, but I would not personally.
It's tough because you look at like a Phillip Rivers, who's not even in consideration. Although I don't know when he retired.
A couple of years after, right? I think.
So he's not even in consideration because he didn't win anything, but his numbers were good every year.
I'd say they're probably better than Eli Manning's numbers. I'd have to look at them side by side, but yeah.
Granted, shorter career too, but Tony Romo was a better quarterback than Eli.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a weird one because if you go with he won, but then there's other quarterbacks that have won that aren't in the Hall of Fame either.
It's true. He won, and he won with the Giants, and he beat the Patriots.
And they had a stud defense too, especially that first year.
Yep. Steve Smith Sr.
He's in.
Terrell Suggs.
He's in.
Fred Taylor, running back.
Not likely.
I don't think so. The next one is interesting. Adam Vinatieri. Has any kicker ever been elected to the Hall of Fame? I don't know. A punter won an MVP one time, I think.
Vinatieri absolutely should be in.
I agree.
But I'm wondering, Washington's kicker, Mark Mosley, is he not in the Hall of Fame? He led the league in scoring.
Is a kicker in NFL Hall of Fame. Morton Anderson for the Saints.
Okay.
Wait, this says Adam Vinatieri. That's not right. Because George Blanda.
Yeah.
Jan Sturensrud. What's your guy's name?
Mark Mosley.
I don't see him on here. Yeah. I don't know.
Vinatieri has to get in.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not even a question. You guys wouldn't have your first 3 Super Bowls if it wasn't for Adam Vinatieri.
That's right. Fun fact, in the Panthers Super Bowl, he actually missed 2 kicks in that game.
Yeah.
But he hit the one that really mattered.
I had that picture signed somewhere of him hitting that kick.
Oh, Mark Mosley, though. He won the MVP award in 1982.
Oh, that's what okay.
We both said it, but a different way.
He led the league, but I think that might have been the year he led the league in scoring.
Yeah, the only kicker to ever do it. He won. This is great. Mosley's MVP win was due in part to a shortened season caused by a player strike. The strike reduced the regular season to 9 games, which didn't allow players to put up MVP-worthy numbers. He had a record-breaking season, making 20 of 21 field goals and hitting them at a 95.2% success rate. And he also kicked 2 field goals and 3 extra points in the Super Bowl victory over the Miami Dolphins.
So that was
remains a Redskins all-time leading scorer with 1,207 points.
Yeah, it's a hell of a feat for a team that's been around for almost 100 years. Did you ever watch that ESPN doc, The Year of the Scab?
No.
You didn't? Okay.
I've read about that because there was one. Oh man, I'm thinking about baseball. I've read a book about the '94 strike in baseball, but not because there was one guy who was a scab and he still played after all, but he could never become part of the union. I think because he was a scab for all those years.
Washington, I think, was the only team that had no players cross the line.
Interesting.
Their whole team, and they were actually like winning. So if you watch that Year of the Scab, it's basically all about Washington's team.
KG had a really nice rant about Jimmy Butler and like all his shenanigans because he's like, look at the stuff we like. He's like, we went on like 3 strikes in his time as like a player, shortened seasons, 99.
Yeah.
Another one, and he's like, they fought for all that stuff, and now Jimmy Butler's just kind of like throwing it away. Like, oh, I'm not going to resign. I'm not going to do this. And he obviously fell in line, but KG had a nice rant about it.
Well, it's kind of like a spoiled generation.
Yeah, and like those players from the 82 Redskins, those guys players today stand on the shoulders of those guys.
Right.
And like the numbers they're making now are outrageous compared to what guys of the past.
Right.
That's all things I get.
Yeah.
But a little too. And now with NIL in college, it's only going to get weirder.
Yeah. I mean, it's evolution, but at the same time, then it's kind of breeding some spoiled behavior. I wouldn't take him.
Butler?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fuck
No
that guy.
thanks.
Nope.
Now he's with the Warriors. Go figure.
It'll demand a trade in 2 years.
Probably.
35. It's later, dude.
Yeah,
Later.
No thanks.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Yep.
That was
yeah, that was it.
We had so many
Nailed
side tangents. I mean, expect more side tangents because the season is
I know.
1 game left.
So next week we have the Super Bowl to talk about.
Yeah.
And then the week after that, I will be traveling for work. So we'll have to figure that.
Yeah, we'll probably be in and out bi-weekly at the very least.
Yeah,
Weekly to bi-weekly.
We'll shift in and out. You'll see us around.
You'll see us around.
We know that we know that people aren't paying as close attention to the NFL comings and goings with the the off season. Even myself, my Patriots podcast, they go from 3 episodes a week to 2.
Yeah.
And even I'm not listening to like all the way through and stuff.
I'm already outside of our show. I'm already getting annoyed with the news.
Yeah.
I like to disconnect. Like I won't wear after Sunday. I won't wear any Washington gear until next season.
Wow.
I just tune it the fuck out. So I do like having the break. But we'll pop in.
Yeah.
Even just to chit chat.
Yeah.
We had a nice talk about The Office and our fucking subscriptions and
maybe we'll do a Office rewatch podcast. The Office boys. Sorry, Office ladies.
Office
We're
boys.
taking your idea.
All right, final predictions for the Super Bowl.
So the Chiefs are 1.5 point favorites?
Yes.
I predict that they will win and that they will cover. And they will cement themselves as the dynasty of the 2020s. Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 20s.
2020s.
The Roaring 20s.
Roaring
part
20.
2.
Oh, uh-oh.
Part 2.
We all know what happened after that. After part 1. That's not good.
Not great. Well, I hope not. I am with you on that. I think the Chiefs are going to win. Although, Philly's no pushover.
No.
I just think that the Chiefs haven't given me any reason to not pick them.
They have, you can call it a horseshoe up their butt. You could just say they just know they know what it takes to win. I do think this Eagles team is better than 2 years ago, especially with Barkley. I think you've said it all year long. He was like that final piece that just like fully unlocked them. But we said it earlier with all the talent they have. On paper, they're the better team in my opinion.
Philly.
But yes.
Yeah.
Like,
because their defense doesn't get enough credit either.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. They have the team that like was built to just perfection. And then the Chiefs built it by having an amazing quarterback and a good defense and
good coaching.
Yeah, good coaching. Yeah. That's one thing. Like the dynasty talk is one thing, but if anything, the one person who's made out the most out of all this success is Andy Reid. Like, in my opinion, like why isn't he being talked about as a better coach than Bill Belichick? Because the one knock that Bill Belichick always gets is he didn't do it without Brady. Andy Reid has done it without Patrick Mahomes. He never won a Super Bowl, but he went to one. He went to all those teams.
Yeah, and
he
even
won playoff games.
Those early Eagles teams with McNabb, I mean, people kind of forget about that.
Yeah,
he's approaching. What did he? He just got his 300th?
Yeah, he needs he has to average 12 wins for 3 more years to pass Belichick. So he's getting there. So he did it without Mahomes. He did it with McNabb with what the Redskins. He was a kind of a whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
He wasn't anything special. And then he was also a coordinator on those Packers teams in the 90s.
Right.
So same with Belichick. He won a Super Bowl with the coordinator. So maybe he's better than Belichick. I don't know.
He's getting up there. I feel like he hadn't up until this point hadn't gotten enough credit.
Yeah. And he always had the game management concerns, which still pop up from time to time. And also the league has kind of shifted more in his direction, like the offensive side of the ball. Like it shifted away from Belichick and defense and more towards like Andy's area. So he really got unlocked by Mahomes, but you could say he did it without him. And he also won with Alex Smith for a bit. He took teams to playoffs. Belichick never did that.
Right.
So I get it.
I think it's more likely that you see Kelsey and Reed retire if they lose. If they win, they're all coming back.
Yeah, why not? Go for 4.
Have to.
Why not? Yeah.
I think it's more because they're like, oh, if they win, they're going to ride off. I don't think so. I
No.
think it's more likely if they lose, they're going to hang it up.
Yeah, I could see Kelsey retiring just to like start his next career in whatever. Seems to be that they just like kept him on mothballs all season. Now they're just like, hey, it's playoffs, go play like crazy.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But yeah, I could definitely see it. Definitely want to go for 4. But you also don't want to overdo. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
But again, it's like the Jordan thing. Jordan can't live with the fact that they didn't try for 7.
Yeah,
I think there's something to be said. You know, even we were talking about wrestling. You know, you retire, you go out on your back. Even in the UFC, a lot of guys they go out on their shield.
Yeah, and the interesting thing was the comparisons to they're ahead of the pace of where the Patriots were. The problem is going to be like what happens when that first piece ends, like that first half, like the players start leaving and all. Because
you guys had like kind of 2 different squads.
Exactly 3 and 4. They had a 10-year gap where they still went to 2.
Yeah.
And then they went 3 for 5.
Yeah.
So, 2 different ones.
I don't know. It's underwhelming. I don't think anybody's super jazzed about this Super Bowl. They don't want the Eagles. They definitely don't want the Chiefs.
No.
I could care less. I don't want to see Philly. I really don't want to see the Chiefs, but I probably don't want to see Philly more than the Chiefs.
I guess I'd rather just for the dynasty piece, I'd rather the Eagles win to make it a little bit different. But also, this is their 3rd Super Bowl in 8 years, so they're pretty good too.
I know it's just getting fucking annoying.
Yeah,
but it would also be the 4th Super Bowl in the NFC East.
That's not you guys.
That's not. Since like what 07, so not within 20 years. Oh, look at those Cowboys though.
Yeah,
sheesh.
Keep me the company.
Oh, whatever. Anyway.
Oh,
what?
Jessica's hot take.
Oh,
totally. As you're talking,
what do we got?
She said that this is a hot take.
It better be scorching. Some of those she was getting lazy. I want to scorch her.
Mahomes is going to get injured in the Super Bowl, torn ACL.
That's because this isn't what you hope and
every
dream.
Quarter. She's not done yet.
Okay.
Every quarterback has a big injury at some point, and I have a weird feeling his is coming.
I feel like she's doing some weird.
She picked them to win.
She's doing some weird juju.
Maybe it's Juju Smith-Schuster. Maybe.
Well, I mean, if anybody's fucking knee is going to explode, it's going to be Juju's.
Or someone who messes with a teammate. My God. Do you hear about the stuff with the Peppers with the Patriots?
No.
He was like, apparently his wife was having an affair with Juju.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Juju Smith-Schuster was having an affair with Julius Pepper's wife.
What?
Yeah.
Get the
drama. Juju, you piece of shit.
Well, what was the other thing with Derek Fisher and Kobe? No, not Kobe.
Yeah.
Was it Kobe's
Horry?
wife?
Was it Horry? I know you're talking about. Oh, no. Oh, I can picture his face.
Oh, Matt Barnes.
Yeah.
Dude, what a fucking scumbag.
Yeah.
Your teammates.
Yeah.
You're like supposed to be boys, and you're bagging on, you're like, dude.
Not good.
That's
not good,
so
dog.
trash.
Yeah. Trashy.
Well, it's fucking Lakers. Go figure.
That's true. Yeah,
they would do that.
Yeah, they would. They totally would.
Anyway, you got a hot take for the Super Bowl?
No, I think the hot take is just that they, win and cover. I don't know. It's gonna be underwhelming. Oh, okay. It'll come down to the last play, and then something will happen. The ball will squirt into their hands, or they'll get a first down, or something. Something crazy is because it happens every single week. It does not happen.
I was watching the ESPNs earlier, and they were talking about prop bets. You can bet on the color of the Gatorade.
Yeah.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so stupid. It's like coin toss is one thing. The color of the Gatorade.
Yeah.
That they're going to, I guess if it's the Chiefs, they say purple. They've done purple the last couple of years.
Okay.
I'm not going to bet. You going to bet? You gonna go back to your old ways?
No, I mean I'll
Yes, he is.
I'll take the Chiefs. I picked them last year to win and cover, and I won that bet. So yeah, that'll be my money pick if you want it to be.
How much? Oh yeah. Why not? One more.
1.5 points. They give it more than 1.5.
You're gonna put up for them to win and cover.
Yeah,
okay.
$5.
Oh man, that means I have to pick a Joker pick. Well, my Joker pick this week is gonna be the Eagles of Philadelphia.
Sadly,
they're going to get beat by the better, more seasoned team. I think they're going to get out-coached. It's going to be a close game, though.
Yeah, Sirianni was definitely trending downwards for me for a while, but he recovered pretty well this season, I think. So
I don't like him. I don't
like him either.
I don't like him. The best thing about Philadelphia is...
your friend's needs.
Sorry, you picked up on it. I don't like him.
My favorite comment is someone that picked up on my scary movie. Thanks.
I know, whoever saw that.
Yeah.
I
appreciate
gonna
that.
shit on these walls. Oh, that was so good. Was it Scary Movie 1 where he's having her put on the uniform, like little by little?
I think it's that same scene. Yeah. He's like, oh, okay.
Put this on. Then it's shoulder pads. Then it's a helmet. Yeah. Oh, God. Classic. They're coming out with a new Scary Movie.
Wow.
I think next year.
7? 8?
Well, the Wayans brothers are going to be part of it again.
Okay,
yeah.
Nice.
Because there was some BS. That's why they
left after 2, I think, right? 2 or 3.
Something like that. 3?
I think they left after 2.
Maybe. But there was some sort of like thing with that, so then they made the haunted house movies. But
right.
I think that was Harvey Weinstein too. Scary movie, I think.
Probably he did everything. He was freaking.
But anyway, he's gone. So now the Wayans brothers are
back.
So they're gonna do something. I think it comes out next year, or they're plotting it anyway.
Good, I love that. That's great.
It's gonna be great.
Wayans Brothers was a good show.
The Scary Movie 1 and 2 still holds up. It's so fucking funny.
I remember watching that first one in Justin Hody's house. Shout out Hody.
Shout out Hody.
Yeah. Great.
It's so good. All right. Well, anyway, this is our last episode before the Super Bowl.
Everyone enjoy. Let us know what you make. We'll have some. We're gonna make some apps.
You're gonna make some apps? I know. I don't even know what the spread's gonna be.
1.5. Just kidding.
I see what you did there. All right, I gotta go now.
All right, bye.
I'm so sick of holding it. I feel like The Rock.
Bye.
Bye. I did it with you this time. For half a second. Keep going.